Students, now we are going to start chapter 2, class 10, general maths polynomial. Now look student, first of all, already we have learned this chapter in class 9, polynomial. In one word we can say that the highest power of x in px is called the degree of polynomial. Highest power of x in px is called the degree of polynomial. Degree of polynomial is different thing, but first of all we have to learn that what is polynomial. Polynomial means what? Poly means more than 2. Suppose, wait, I am showing you one example so that you can easily be understood. Look this example. There is a 7 u to the power 6 minus 3 by 2 u to the power 4 plus 4 u square plus u minus 8. Now look here student, suppose this is a polynomial. Poly means more than 2 terms joined together. So there are 1 2 3 4 5 terms are here, so we can say that it is polynomial. Or if there are only 2 terms, like look here, 2x minus 3, this is, we can say that binomial. 2x minus 3, we can say that binomial. Only 2 terms. Don't confuse students, I am just talking about polynomial now. I have not gone through the degree of polynomial and others, so don't confuse. 2x minus 3 is a binomial. Here is 3x root 3x plus 5 is also binomial because there is 2 terms. So here 1 2 3 4 5 terms. So actually we can say that it is pentanomial, but pentanomial we cannot use, that's why we are using polynomial. Poly means more than 2. If there is only 1 term, we can say that monomial. If there is 2 term, we can say that binomial. If there is 3 term, we can say that trinomial. If there is 4 terms, we can say that tetranomial. So if more than 2 terms, so definitely we can use the word polynomial. Now come to the next point, degree of polynomial. In the power of px equal to, maybe some values are there, say 3x cube plus 4x square, like that. So the number of power, highest power in x, or whatever may be the value, say here is u, or there is also x, so number of power, highest power of px or pu or pz, whatever may be the variable is called the degree of polynomial. Now if the power is 1, so we can say that linear polynomial and degree should be 1. Look here, a polynomial of degree 1 is called the linear polynomial, means 2x minus 3, there is x power is 1, so we can say that linear polynomial degree is 1. Now if there is 2x square, so we can say that quadratic polynomial, like the next one. Look here, it is a polynomial of degree 2 is called the quadratic polynomial. The name quadratic has been derived from the word quadrate, which means square. So quadratic means, look here, 2x square, power is 2. If it is power is 2, we can say the degree is 2, but it is quadratic polynomial. Degree is 1, we can say that it is linear polynomial. Now next one should be the cubic. Look here, next one is cubic. Now if power is 3, we can say that it is a cubic polynomial, or degree is 3. We can say that degree is 3 or power is 3, it is a cubic polynomial. Now the example of the cubic polynomial are, look here, cubic polynomial 2 minus x cube, highest power is 3, x cube only, here is highest power is 3, root 2 x cube, highest power is 3, means these all are the examples of the cubic polynomial. Now next part would be zeros of polynomial. Students, in quadratic equation we simply use the term roots of the equation, and in polynomial we use the term zeros of the polynomial. There is a simple difference between zeros of the polynomial and roots of the quadratic equation. Actually matter is same, but things are different. If we want to find out the value, I repeat again, if you want to find out the value of the equation, maybe it is polynomial or maybe it is quadratic, in quadratic term we can use the roots of the quadratic equation, and if it is a polynomial term, so we can use the word zeros of the polynomial. Actually the things are values only. Students, now look, the next term of the polynomial is the graphical representation. Look student, in class 9, in class 8, or in in the previous classes, we may all know how to find out the uh, values of x and y for the graph. Look here, y equal to 2x plus 3. So everybody we knows that how to find out the values of y and x, and after that we have to put into the graph paper. We'll draw the graph paper. Look, y is equal to 2x plus 3 and values are already here, two values we have find out, and there is a graph as you can see in the book. This is a linear polynomial. I repeat again, look, there is 2x plus 3 means x power is 1 or y power is 1, so we can say that it is a linear polynomial, and the graphical representation is like this only. But student, here now I'm going to show you some graphical representation of a quadratic polynomial, which means power should be x square. Now let's have a look how to solve such kind of graphical representation. Now student, look, y equal to x square minus 3x plus minus 4, one equation is given, and these are the coordinates, or we can say that these are the values of x and y. Okay, now look, since it is x square, I repeat again, since it is x square, which means it is a quadratic polynomial. Now if it is quadratic polynomial, students, so graph, whatever maybe the value is, after solving the equation, graph should be like this, u shape, either like this or like this. Look here, either like this or like this, and this shape of graph we can say that it is a parabola. I repeat again, it is called parabola. This is not the linear equation, mind it. That's why graph should be either like this or like this, so we can say that it is a parabola. Students, now I'm going to show you that two graph. Look there, 1 and 2 parabola is there. Now look student, this is x o x dash means x axis, y o y dash means y axis. Similar here also, x o x dash and y o y dash. Now look here, I just want to show you one line given in the book. X coordinate of a and a dash are two zeros of the quadratic polynomial ax square bx plus c. Okay, now look here student, here it is mentioned two zeros. How do we define that there is 2 0? Because look, the parabola starting from here and ending with here, the parabola starting from here and ending with here. Now look, in both the cases these parabola intersect the x-axis at a and a dash. Here also in both the cases x-axis being intersect by this parabola a dash and a, which means it is clear that whenever we find such kind of equation in class 10 polynomial, so we can define that how many times the parabola intersect the x-axis. So depending on this concept, we can say that number of zeros is 2 or 1 or 3 or 5, like that. Now we are going to solve the question, sorry, exercise 2.1 now, depending on this concept only. Students, already I explained something about the polynomial chapter 2, and now depending on the concept of the parabola and the quadratic polynomial, we are going to solve exercise 2.1. Here the graph of y equal to px are given. These are the figures here given in the, these all are question actually. Now for some polynomials px, okay, find the number of zeros of px in each case. Here we have to find out how many zeros are there. It's very easy actually students. Look, for the first case, this line intersect only y-axis, not x-axis, which means in this case there number of 0 will be 0, which means here since the line parallel to the x-axis, so number of zeros, this line does not intersect the x-o-x, that means x-axis, so number of zeros here is 0. Now in the next case, look here, in the next case, this is a parabola. look, is intersect the line, which means x or x dash means the x-axis in only one point here. So number of zeros is only 1. In the second case, there x or x dash means the x-axis, and this parabola, look, 1, 2 and 3. I repeat again, 1, 2 and 3. These parabola intersect the x or x dash at 1, 2 and 3 points. So number of 0 is 3. Like that, we are going to find out the rest of 3. Now let's have a look how to solve this one. So look, student, there is the graph of the question 1 Roman 1 of exercise 2.1 I have drawn in the copy, and here we are going to find out the number of zeros. So px equal to, I will write here no zeros. Why? Because look here, in this question this line does not intersect the x or x dash. So I will write here reason, I will write here as because the graph does not intersect the x-axis. X-axis means x or x dash, x-axis at any point, which means since the line does not intersect the x or x dash at any point, that's why there is no zero. This is the first one. Now student, look the next one. This is exercise 2.1 1 Roman 2. In this question, look here, this parabola intersect the x or x dash only one point. So here I will write that px equal to 1. Px is the polynomial of x. Px equal to 1 as because the graph intersects the x-axis at one point. That's why px equal to 1. Students, similar way you have to draw the graph in your copy, and then you have to write like this. I hope you understand that. Now students, this is the question number 1 Roman 3, and this is the graph as you can see in the video, and obviously it is clearly be seen that this parabola intersect the x or x, that means x-axis, at 3 different points, which means 1, 2 and 3. I repeat again, 1, 2 and 3 different points. So here obviously you will write that px equal to 3, as because we have to write this sentence again, as because the graph intersect the x-axis at 3 points. I think it's clear to you, I guess. Now student, look, this is the question number 1 Roman 4. There is the graph, and look here, it is clearly be seen that this parabola intersect the x or x at 2 different points, 1 and 2 different points. So here number of zeros obviously 2. So I will write here, now after that I will write here px equal to 2, as because the graph intersect the x-axis at 2 points. This is the answer of this question. Now student, look that this is the question number 1 Roman 5. This is the graph as you can see in the video, that here number of zeros obviously, because the parabola intersect the x or x dash means x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4. I repeat again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Since it is px, I repeat again, px represents the x-axis, so 1, 2, 3, 4 different points. So here I will write that px equal to 4, as because, so obviously as because we write that here, as because the graph intersects the x-axis at 4 points. This is the answer of this question. Now student, look that 1 Roman 6. So look, x of x dash, this x-axis and parabola intersect the x-axis at 5 different points. Means look here, 1 2 3 4 5 different points. So here I will write that px equal to, here I will write that px equal to 5, as because the graph intersect x-axis at 5 points. This is the answer of the last question of exercise 2.1. Students, all these diagram which I have shown in the video, you have to draw in your main copy and then you have to write. Don't do directly in the book.